right. So, have you ever, started like a D&D campaign and you find yourself like stuck in these like really typical boring fetch quests at level 1? You know, the ones that feel more like errands than like epic adventures?
Right.
I was in a game recently where my level 1 character was tasked with like retrieving a lost cow named Bessie.
Oh, wow.
And it turned out to be more of a like wild goose chase.
Yeah.
Or should I say cow chase?
Yeah.
Than an exciting start to my character's like journey.
Oh, I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
My first D&D character had to collect like 10 rat tails for some alchemist or something like that. And it's like just the sheer lack of like inspiration in that quest.
Yeah, totally.
So that's why I'm really excited for this deep dive, because we're looking at this really cool article.
Okay.
It's from LitRPG Reads by Kathy Stone.
Okay.
And it's called Hilarious D&D Level 1 Quest Ideas. No more fetch quests.
Ooh, that sounds promising.
Yeah, it's like a goldmine of creative and entertaining quest ideas to really spice up those early levels.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So, like, what makes a good level 1 quest?
Well...
And why is it so important to get it right?
Think of it this way. A really good, memorable level 1 quest.
Yeah.
It sets the tone for, like, the whole campaign.
Oh, okay.
It's like the first chapter of a book. If it's boring, you're probably not going to keep reading.
Yeah.
But if it hooks you with, like, humor and intrigue and a sense of possibility, then you're invested.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's all about creating that positive first impression.
Yeah.
Drawing players in and making them, like, excited to see where the story goes.
And it encourages players to, like, experiment with their characters.
Oh, okay.
Take risks, make decisions they wouldn't normally consider.
It's like a safe space to, try new things, even if it means like making a few mistakes.
Exactly.
Or having a few laughs at their character's expense.
And for the Dungeon Master, designing these really fun level 1 quests, it's a great opportunity to establish the campaign's tone.
Okay.
Introduce key elements of the world, and maybe even foreshadow some future events.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's dive into some of these quest ideas.
Okay, let's do it.
This one, The Case of the Missing Socks, but make it epic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already giggling.
That's a great one. It's like a twist on that classic retrieval quest, So there's this like eccentric wizard who's lost his enchanted socks.
Okay.
And not just any socks.
Yeah.
Each pair has like a unique and hilarious enchantment.
Oh, I love that.
So instead of just finding the lost item, players have to deal with these unpredictable magical effects.
So like what kind of enchantments are we talking about?
Well, for example, there are the Socks of Silent Sneaking, which ironically squeaks with every step.
Yeah.
Imagine your players trying to like infiltrate a bandit hideout, and their feet are making all this noise.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It's like the universe is working against their stealth attempts.
Totally.
I can just see them trying to like muffle the squeaks.
Yeah.
Or come up with distractions to cover their tracks.
Yeah.
And then you have the Argyle of Anti-Gravity, which causes the wearer to bounce uncontrollably on the ceiling.
Oh my God.
So a fight scene with players bouncing off the walls and ceilings.
That sounds amazing.
Would be pretty unforgettable.
Unforgettable and chaotic.
Yeah, and it could even lead to some interesting tactical decisions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, do you try to use the bouncing to your advantage?
Right.
Do you try to ground yourself?
Yeah.
So it adds like a whole new layer of complexity to combat.
Absolutely.
Speaking of unpredictable events, how about a quest that throws your players into a great Goblin Bake-Off?
A Goblin Bake-Off?
Yeah.
So the premise is simple.
A village's prized golden pie dish has been stolen.
Wow.
And the prime suspects are a band of goblins.
Okay.
Known for their unique culinary creations.
Hold on, a goblin baking competition?
Yeah.
What kind of crazy baked goods would they even make?
Well, the article suggests ingredients like troll toenail shavings and swamp gas essence.
Oh, that's so gross.
We give you an idea.
I can just imagine players having to like stomach those concoctions.
Yeah.
Or even better,
yeah,
trying to sabotage their rivals.
Yes.
With even more outlandish ingredients.
Exactly.
That's great.
It's a great way to introduce some lighthearted role-playing.
Yeah.
And add a touch of humor to what could otherwise be just like a standard retrieval quest.
Totally.
And don't forget about the potential for combat encounters.
Okay.
Maybe the goblins have like a pet dough monster.
What?
that's been animated by all the magical ingredients.
Oh my god.
Or maybe a rival baking team decides to settle things with a flower bomb fight.
I'm sold. This great Goblin Bake-Off sounds amazing.
It's a recipe for chaos and laughter.
For sure. But what if we shift gears to something a bit more mysterious with a touch of spooky humor?
Okay.
I like it already.
You'll love the haunted outhouse mystery.
Okay, a haunted outhouse already sounds funny.
It is.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Of course. So imagine a village that's plagued by bad luck.
Okay.
Crops are failing, milk is curdling.
Uh-huh.
Chickens are laying square eggs.
What?
The villagers are convinced
that
a haunted outhouse is to blame.
Oh, no.
They're desperate for heroes to cleanse it of evil spirits.
Okay.
But the truth is far more ridiculous.
I am on the edge of my seat. Tell me more.
It's not a ghost or a demon.
What is it?
It's a mischievous mimic.
Oh, my God.
A creature known for its ability to disguise itself as, like, ordinary objects.
I can't believe it.
In this case, an outhouse.
A mimic outhouse.
Yes.
That is both hilarious and terrifying.
I know.
I can only imagine the players' reactions.
Right.
When they realize they're dealing with like a prankster monster.
Exactly.
Instead of like a supernatural entity.
And think about the possibilities.
Yeah.
For suspense and humor.
Yeah.
The mimic could play all sorts of tricks.
Like what?
Shifting walls, trap doors, eerie echoes.
Nah.
Even like fake ghostly apparitions.
Oh my God, that's great.
It's a dungeon master's dream.
I can already picture the players like cautiously approaching this outhouse.
Yes.
Bracing themselves for a ghostly encounter.
Right.
Only to be met with a series of increasingly ridiculous pranks.
Exactly. It's the perfect blend of horror and humor.
It really is.
And it presents a unique challenge for the players.
Oh, yeah?
Do they fight the mimic?
Yeah.
Do they try to negotiate with it?
Uh-huh.
Do they outsmart it with their own pranks?
Wow.
The possibilities are endless.
This haunted outhouse mystery is such a good example of how a seemingly simple premise can be transformed into a truly memorable experience.
Absolutely.
And it highlights the importance of, like, subverting player expectations.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to humor.
Sometimes the best laughs come from the unexpected.
Totally.
And by playing with those familiar tropes and turning them on their head, dungeon masters can create truly unforgettable encounters.
Okay, I am so ready to unleash some mimic outhouse mayhem on my players.
It's going to be great.
But before we get carried away, I think it's time to take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll be back soon with even more hilarious level 1 quest ideas.
That's good.
So stay tuned.
Okay, so we're back and ready for more of these hilarious level 1 quest ideas.
I am so ready for more.
All right, let's jump right in.
Okay.
How about herding cats? Literally.
Herding cats, literally.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like utter chaos.
It is.
Especially for players who might be expecting like a more traditional herding quest.
Yeah, instead of rounding up like sheep or cattle.
Yeah.
Imagine your players trying to wrangle a herd of magical felines.
What? With abilities like teleportation and invisibility?
Oh my God.
So you've got players chasing after teleporting tabbies.
It's amazing.
Trying to herd invisible cats with like string and catnip.
Oh, that's so fun.
And the setting is great too.
Oh, yeah.
The article suggests like a bustling marketplace.
Oh, no.
So you've got these mischievous magical felines wreaking havoc among the stalls, distracting people, maybe even like pilfering some valuable items.
Oh, that's great.
So the players have to use their wits and their skills and maybe even a little bit of luck to wrangle these unpredictable felines and restore order to the marketplace.
I love it. It's brilliant.
It's a simple premise.
Yeah.
But it's elevated with like creative twists and unexpected challenges.
For sure.
It's also a great opportunity for players to use skills like animal handling perception, even sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah.
If those felines have sticky paws.
Speaking of unexpected challenges. Yes.
What about a quest for the world's worst weapon?
Oh, this one is a gem.
Okay, tell me more.
So picture this.
Okay.
A bumbling cult who believes they've discovered a weapon of unimaginable power.
Okay.
The cursed spoon of destiny.
Wait, a spoon?
Yeah.
As a weapon of mass destruction.
I know.
That is so ridiculous.
It's amazing, right?
I love it.
It's like a satire of the classic powerful artifact trope.
Totally.
And the article mentions that this cult has built their entire belief system around the spoon, complete with spoon-shaped effigies and hymns dedicated to its culinary convenience.
Oh, the irony.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
So the players encounter these like overly dramatic cult members who genuinely believe that a spoon holds the key to like their apocalyptic salvation.
That's hilarious.
It's perfect for some really memorable role-playing moments.
Absolutely.
And just imagine the combat encounters. Like players would have to face off against these zealots, wielding spoons as their weapons of choice.
So good.
So they have to think creatively, use their environment to their advantage, maybe disarm their opponents with a well-placed butter knife.
Oh my God.
Or deflect those deadly spoon strikes with a sturdy frying pan.
It's brilliant.
Right, instead of like epic battles with swords and sorcery, it's a battle of kitchen utensils.
I love it.
So this quest really reminds us that humor can be found in like the most unexpected places.
Totally.
Sometimes the most ridiculous ideas make for the most memorable moments.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's a great way to introduce a bit of levity into a campaign.
For sure.
Even if it later turns into a more serious adventure.
Okay, so moving on.
Okay.
Let's talk about the chicken heist.
The chicken heist.
Yes. This one's a classic case of mistaken identity.
Okay.
But with a hilariously oversized twist.
I'm intrigued. What kind of chicken are we talking about?
Imagine a giant show chicken known for its size and plumage that's been mistaken for a monster by terrified townsfolk.
So we've got panicked villagers barricaded in their homes, convinced that this colossal chicken is on the loose.
Exactly.
Wreaking havoc.
Pecking their crops to oblivion.
Oh my God.
And the players are tasked with not only capturing the giant chicken, but also convincing the villagers that it's not a threat.
So it's like action and role-playing all in one.
It is.
That's great.
They have to use their skills to safely capture this chicken.
Yeah.
Maybe animal handling checks stealth tactics.
Yeah.
Even crafting elaborate traps.
Okay.
And then they have to use their social skills.
Yeah.
Persuasion deception checks.
Yeah.
To calm the terrified villagers and restore order to the town.
It's the perfect blend of like slapstick comedy and heartwarming moments.
Right.
As players try to wrangle this giant chicken. While also reassuring the townsfolk that it's more cluck than cluckening.
Exactly.
I love it.
Okay, now let's shift gears to something a bit more social.
All right.
And potentially disastrously hilarious.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Have you ever been to a dinner party that went terribly wrong?
Have I ever? There was this one time. Actually, maybe we should save that story for another deep dive.
Really?
But yeah, dinner parties can be like a breeding ground for awkward moments and unexpected drama.
Exactly.
Sure.
So imagine this quest.
Okay.
The mayor's overly complicated dinner party.
Okay.
The players are tasked with ensuring that this diplomatic gathering goes smoothly.
Okay.
The only problem is the guests are a mismatched collection of personalities. There are feuding families in attendance.
Okay.
And worst of all,
the
dishes are enchanted.
What?
And they have a mischievous streak.
Enchanted dishes, tell me more.
So imagine like mobile appetizers that scurry around on tiny legs, avoiding hungry guests.
Oh my God.
Or leading them on merry chases.
I love it.
Around the dining table.
That's amazing.
Or a tuneful tureen. That bursts into operatic arias at the most inopportune moments.
Oh no.
Drowning out conversations and potentially causing like diplomatic incidents.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a recipe for chaos and laughter.
Totally.
So the players are trying to prevent a diplomatic meltdown.
Right.
While these enchanted dishes are adding to the mayhem.
I love it.
It's a great opportunity for role-playing and quick thinking.
Yeah.
As players try to balance etiquette with magical mishaps.
Right.
They might need to use persuasion to smooth over ruffled feathers.
Yeah.
Deception to cover up culinary mishaps. Or even sleight of hand to discreetly wrangle those rogue appetizers.
It's like dinner party etiquette meets magical mayhem.
It is.
That's a great quest idea.
It challenges the players to think on their feet and improvise their way through a series of potentially disastrous situations.
That's so good.
And then there are the slimes.
Slimes.
Yes, in the quest. Slime ranchers for a day.
Okay.
Players are tasked with herding mischievous slimes with a variety of silly and surprising abilities.
Okay, so what kind of slime shenanigans can we expect?
Well, the article mentions slimes that bounce around uncontrollably, sticking to everything, leaving trails of slippery goo everywhere.
Yeah.
They might teleport short distances, change colors to blend in with their surroundings, or even emit strange noises that could startle unsuspecting passersby.
I can just imagine.
It's a lot to handle.
So I'm assuming like traditional herding methods might not work so well with these unpredictable slimes.
You're absolutely right. The article suggests using a gelatinous cube sheepdog.
A gelatinous cube sheepdog? What?
To help keep the slimes in line.
Okay.
It's essentially a larger slime that consumes any of the smaller slimes that get out of control.
That's both genius and terrifying.
It is.
Got it.
So you've got the players frantically trying to keep their slime herd together.
Yeah.
While this giant gelatinous cube sheepdog is lumbering after them, gobbling up any stragglers.
It's like a hilarious twist on the classic herding quest.
Right.
But with slimes.
And it's a great way to introduce a bit of danger and excitement into what could otherwise be a pretty mundane task.
Totally.
After all, even slime ranching can have its perils.
All right, last but not least.
Yes.
Let's talk about the key to nothing.
This one's interesting because it plays on the power of anticipation and the humor of anticlimax.
Okay, tell me more.
So it centers around an ancient key with a destination that's shrouded in mystery.
Okay.
And it's the key itself that becomes a catalyst for overreaction and speculation.
So people are assuming it unlocks like some grand secret or a powerful artifact.
Exactly. The article mentions NPCs interpreting everything from whispered prophecies to ancient markings as proof of the key's importance. Some might believe it leads to a lost city or a hidden treasure vault or even a portal to another dimension.
Oh my God.
So the players have a field day with this.
Good.
Especially if they like play up the mystery, create elaborate distractions to keep others from stealing the key.
Right.
But the best part is the key ultimately unlocks something completely mundane.
What?
Like a dusty old outhouse.
Oh my God.
Or a forgotten storage closet.
Are you serious?
I know.
That's amazing.
After all that buildup and anticipation, the ultimate reveal is hilariously anticlimactic.
I love it.
It's a perfect reminder that sometimes the journey is more important than the destination.
Totally.
And that even the most ridiculous quests can lead to these like unforgettable moments of laughter and camaraderie.
So we've talked about herding magical cats.
Yes.
Battling spoon-wielding cultists. Wrangling giant chickens.
Right.
Navigating enchanted dinner parties.
Yes.
Discovering the power of a simple spoon.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And it's clear that level 1 quests don't have to be boring or predictable.
Exactly.
They could be some of the most hilarious
right.
and memorable adventures in a campaign.
Absolutely.
I think we've proven that.
And a huge shout out
yes.
to LitRPG Reads and Paul Bellow
yes.
for their contribution to the D&D community.
Yeah.
Always reminding us to embrace creativity and find the fun in every adventure.
Before we wrap up this deep dive,
yes,
we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
What are some of the most hilariously memorable quests you've experienced or created at level 1?
Share your stories.
Yes.
In the comments below.
We're always looking for new ideas.
Right.
And inspirations to bring laughter and excitement to our games.
Because ultimately, that's what makes D&D so special. The shared stories, the creative collaborations, and the laughter that binds us together as a community.
And remember, even at level 1, the possibilities for adventure and hilarity are limitless.
So go forth. Fellow adventurers, embrace the chaos.
Yes.
And let the laughter guide you. It's amazing how these quest ideas really show us like how powerful humor can be in D&D.
Yeah, totally. It's like not just about getting a laugh. You know? It's about creating those really memorable moments.
Yes.
And encouraging players to think outside the box.
Absolutely. Like when you introduce humor into a quest, it can lead to some really unexpected and creative problem solving.
Right. Like imagine trying to figure out how to herd invisible cats or convince a town that a giant chicken isn't a monster.
It forces them to think differently.
Yeah.
And consider solutions they wouldn't have thought of otherwise.
Totally. And it creates like a more relaxed and welcoming atmosphere at the table Yeah. When everyone's laughing.
Yeah.
It's easier to take risks.
Right.
And experiment with their characters.
And that sense of playfulness is so rewarding for both players and dungeon masters.
Absolutely. So if you're a DM and you're looking to spice up your level 1 quests, don't be afraid to embrace the absurd, the unexpected, the downright hilarious.
Remember, even the simplest tasks can be transformed into a memorable adventure.
Yeah.
With a little creativity and a good dose of humor.
And you might even inspire your players.
Yes.
To come up with their own wacky ideas.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay, hit me.
Think about your own D&D experiences.
Okay.
What are some of the funniest moments you've had?
Yeah.
Either as a player or a DM.
What made those moments so memorable?
Yeah. Was it a clever joke?
Uh-huh.
An unexpected twist?
Yeah.
Or just the shared laughter around the table?
Share your stories with us in the comments below.
We'd love to hear about the times when a D&D game went hilariously off the rails.
Yes, those moments that made you laugh until you cried.
And the encounters that reminded you why this game is so special.
Because at the end of the day, it's those shared experiences.
Yes.
Those moments of connection and laughter that make D&D so much more than just a game.
It's a creative outlet and a source of endless entertainment.
So go forth, fellow adventurers.
Embrace the chaos.
Let the laughter guide you.